Hi there, welcome to the RevOps and Enablement YouTube channel. Today I wanted to share with you more information around what a sales process is and why it's really important for your organization. Elevate uses a scale-up assessment, and we found that over 50% of organizations in our assessment said they do not have a well-documented sales process. And that's a pretty scary statistic. So, what is a sales process and why do you need one in your organization? A sales process is a systematic approach to selling product or service. It involves a series of critical steps that are going to take you from a prospect through to a customer. And ultimately, a well-defined sales framework allows sales teams to be consistent in the way that they go about selling to a customer, and also can drive efficiency in the way that the team do this as well. Let's look first of all at what some of the key steps are of a sales process. I've kept this fairly high level, but for me, the first one is prospecting, identifying a potential customer that could be suitable for your product or service. Next is qualifying, determining if that potential customer is the right fit for your product or service. Base it on factors such as, do they have the right budget? Who is it that's making the decision in the process? Does your product meet the needs that they actually have, etc.? So all of those things can come under the sort of qualifying stage of the process. Next is the needs analysis. So we're going to get into detail here. We've done the high level sort of qualifying of the customer. Now we're going to get into the high level detail and really look at the specific needs that the customer has. And more importantly, what are their pain points that your product or service is going to solve for? Next is presenting your solution. Demonstrate to the customer how your product or service can actually help them realize value and solve the pain point they've actually got. Hopefully, if you've done the job, this stage won't be required, but quite often you do need to handle objections. So what can you do to address the concerns or objections that a customer may have about your product or service? And we have this as a stage because I think it's really important that your sales team is trained in ways to actually overcome those objections as well from a customer. And then final stage is closing the sale before this person becomes a customer, closing that sale, getting them on board and finalizing the deal. And of course, after that, there needs to be a follow-up, build the ongoing relationships with the customer, look at how you can drive satisfaction for them and hopefully drive repeat business as well. So that's a very high level sales process that you can use. And if you have a CRM, have those stages in your CRM to ensure that you are following a consistent process. And if you have multiple sales team members, ensuring that those sales team members are all doing the same things at the same time. You can build on this in a lot of different ways by adding things such as qualification criteria, i.e. what's the criteria that you need to go through with a customer at a particular stage of the sales process before they move on to the next stage and they exit that stage and move into the next one. These are really critical parts of what you can build into your tools, such as your CRM, to ensure that you're driving a consistent and efficient sales process with your sales teams. Let's have a look at then why a sales process is so important. The first one for me, and I've used this word a few times, is efficiency. A well-defined sales process provides a really clear roadmap for your sales team to allow them to work in a more effective and efficient way. Next one is consistency. Consistent approach to selling ensures that the customers have a similar experience with every interaction. And more importantly, that your sales team are consistently following the same process, using the same marketing content and collateral, identifying what is working well and sharing those best practices across the team can drive that consistency across the team as well. This is what I'm passionate about. A great process allows for scalability. This is about defining the sales process, getting it in a way that everybody is following it, and ensuring that as the business grows, you adapt the sales process further. But ultimately, by having a strong sales process in place, it's going to allow you to scale the organization. Next is, if you've got a clear sales process, you're likely to be able to get great data from different stages of that sales process. And that allows you to make data-driven decisions. This is crucial in terms of understanding why deals aren't going through to close. And if you've got well-documented sales stages, you can get great data. So analyze that data, identify gaps in your sales process from either the lead right the way through the sales stages through to a close. And more importantly, you can measure what your salespeople are doing. A well-defined sales process is going to ensure that you've got efficiency, effectiveness, and scalability in your organization. And alongside that, it ensures that your sales team members are doing things in the same way. So there's my hints and tips for you around building a sales process. Love to get your thoughts below. Don't forget to sign up to our YouTube channel if you want more hints and tips on a weekly basis. And of course, you can also follow us on LinkedIn. Now, at the start, I mentioned that we have a scale up assessment as well, where only 50% of organizations had a well-documented sales process. So if you'd like to complete that assessment yourself, then you can find the link in the comments below. Cheers.